Uh, Hello there, people of the world and people of the internet. This is a video about Vipassana, and more importantly, or more specifically, the 10-day Vipassana meditation course, and how if you are planning on doing a 10-day Vipassana meditation course, or even if you have one lined up in the near future, my advice to you is turn back now and don't do it. Run for the hills, just hide in plain human ignorance, because my God, it's a lot easier. No, I'm just joking. Vipassana, for those that don't know or have just come across this video and are like, what the heck is Vipassana, man? What is it? Vipassana is a meditation technique. It is an ancient meditation technique, 3,000, 2,500 years old. It's pretty old school, from ancient India originally. And it was popularized by a chap called Gautama. Gautama was one of the Buddhas. He's probably one of the most well-known Buddhas. He is the kind of skinny guy who's always sitting in the lotus position, kind of doing this with one hand, or and it always looks like he's wearing a head full of round trees fruit pastels. I don't really know what that is. Maybe he had some kind of nasty bulbous disease on his head, or it's some kind of trendy hairstyle that Indian people used to have back in the day. But he's not the fat one who's always smiling and laughing, and the one that most people have that little statue in their room. He's some Chinese guy, I think. But he looks fun. He's my favourite Buddha. But anyway, back to Vipassana. Vipassana is a course that is run around the world now using the Vipassana technique. Completely free, run on donations. You just have to go on the website. I've left a link in the description. Find your nearest centre and sign up. Now, it's amazing how quickly places and courses go. I think the 2015 courses have been open since the beginning of October now, and they're probably already filling up. So you've got to get your name down quick. I only managed to get on the waiting list and then found out that I'd been accepted on a course with about 3 weeks left to go. So I had very little preparation. I didn't really do much looking into what Vipassana was. I watched a few videos like this on YouTube or read some blog articles and started to get a rough idea. But the only advice I can give is bring a complete open mind into this. No matter what you hear, including what I say, just kind of go, okay, I kind of understand what I'm in for, but just keep your mind open and don't expect to have the same results that other people have, because it is completely unique to everyone. Because this is related, this is a real deep technique that goes to the base of your mind and starts to churn stuff up and bring stuff up. So it's going to be completely different depending on what people's experiences of life have been up to this point. The technique itself is about observing bodily sensations and the relationship these sensations have with your mind. Because your mind, or your unconscious mind, is connected to your body 24 hours a day, and it reacts to sensations. You know, it's the thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night if you need to go for a pee. You know, you don't make a conscious decision to do that, your mind does. And at the same time, whenever you're in a situation, a strong emotionally charged situation, that's your part of your mind, that subconscious mind, stores the sensations you had relating to that emotion in your body. This is why people seem to get caught in the trap of kind of repeating the same emotional patterns throughout their life, being them negative or positive. And if they're negative, then this is how people kind of get into negative spirals, find themselves in depression, or all sorts of things. Vipassana is a way of trying to balance the mind, so instead of it being like that, it's like that, and by that process, life should become much easier and not so much full of suffering and pain and misery and all sorts of nasty stuff that affects people on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, that's the technique. I won't say much more, because if you're going to do the course, you'll quite quickly figure it out. It's very simple but very powerful, and something you can take into your everyday life afterwards. It's taught by a guy called Goenka, who passed away a few years ago, but it's taught via, not his ghost or anything, but via video discourses. And he's real funny, and by far the wisest man I have ever seen. Every time I had a doubt in my head about what we were doing, in the evening, watch the video, and it would be cleared up. It's like he was reading people's minds and he knew exactly what problems people would be facing on a day-to-day basis. The schedule is, believe it or not, lots of meditation, just meditation. But get up at 4, that's when they ring the bell, so yeah, that's quite a shock, but quite nice as well, very peaceful. Get up at 4, meditation starts until breakfast time, and then have breakfast. The food's super good, by the way, really good. Vegetarian, but lovely, and I think I'm going to stay vegetarian at least for a while now. And then more meditation and lunch, and then guess what? More meditation. Who would have guessed that, eh? And it continues like that from day to day for 10 days in complete silence. Can't talk to anybody, not even supposed to look people in the eye, because this is supposed to be about you facing yourself. It's complete introspection, and that is why the atmosphere, it seems strict. You're like, well, this is a bit full on, but at the same time you start to really understand that there's definitely a reason for this. And although it is open to both men and females, I think it was about 100 men and 100 females, like way more people than I expected, who turned up from all walks of life, all different backgrounds. It is kept separate. The sexes are kept separate, apart from when you come into the meditation hall. But even then, women are on one side, men are on the other side. But all living facilities, all eating facilities, all bathing facilities are all separated. So, you know, to obviously avoid any obvious distractions. Because, you know, women in yoga pants or type, well, let's not go there. So yeah, it's an amazing experience, an incredibly tough experience, crazy hard, by far the hardest thing I've ever done. I think I would rather have climbed Mount Everest given the choice, because this is like climbing the Mount Everest of your mind, and it makes you realise that you might be starting on right at the bottom, step 1. It completely humbled me. I thought I was pretty worldly, pretty wise, read tons of books. You know, I know about this stuff, I know about it, but knowing about it is pretty much next to useless. In fact, having an abundance of knowledge is almost a handicap, and I really had to let go of it, which was kind of relieving in a way. It took a lot of mental baggage away almost immediately. But it's all about the experience, and anything that you hear that makes sense to you, it doesn't become true wisdom until you experience it firsthand. Otherwise you're just passing on information, you know, just rehashing it. So yeah, it will give you a lot of revelations. It will bring up lots of past memories. Lots of childhood stuff came up for me, which was intriguing, and it's probably posed more questions than answers, but it really does bring stuff to the surface. I definitely recommend it, because in this modern life that we are all in and participating, we have become so comfortable with being in a perpetual state of distraction, and it feels nice at the time, instant gratification. Go on Facebook, got some notifications, or go through the news feed, or watch a movie, or even go on YouTube, waste some time watching videos of cats, and then end up at some crazy place for YouTube. How did I get here? Phones, TV, Netflix, radio. It's just endless. It's just absolutely endless, and it's like a bottomless pit. But the problem with this is it really takes you away from knowing yourself, of taking a look at human existence and just pausing for a second and going, why am I here? What am I doing? And am I just living an accidental life? You know, am I just falling into a routine and I just think this is what life is? And then 40, 50, how many of years down the line, you realise that it's just gone. You know, life is precious and it goes fast. This meditation, this 10-day course really makes you face that. And it also makes you come face to face with your demons or whatever it is that is holding you back. And it's not pretty. Like, it's pretty brutal. It's tough. I find it extremely tough. I had some huge, like, rocky down periods, but at the same time had some very highs, very big highs, and started to realise what's really important in life. And I'm definitely going to try and continue the meditation process outside of Vipassana. For me personally, at the moment in life, I don't think it has all the answers. There's definitely other areas, and other techniques and teachings that I find more maybe helpful to me, but I can definitely see the value of Vipassana, and it is definitely like a lifelong thing to get its full benefits. But then anything worthwhile is. So yeah, check it out. And if you've got one coming up soon, good luck to you. Just keep open-minded and just remember the law of impermanence, and you'll know what I mean because they hammer it into you. So no matter how bad it feels, you know, soon it's going to go back up again, and eventually you should get to a state where you can just be like, oh, and everything is cool. But just do that 10 days because it will be possibly the most unique experience you've ever had in your life. Because when's the last time you were silent for 10 days? Quite possibly never. And since you were a little child, and even then you're crying and crapping your pants and stuff and all sorts of business. So yeah, give it a go. And for anyone else who is considering it, again, I've left a link to the website, and go have a look and say, hey, you know, maybe I'm at a point in my life I'm feeling a bit lost, I'm feeling a bit stuck, not sure what to do. You know, forget about all that thinking, do this, see what happens, and you'll definitely come out a slightly different person, that I can promise you. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope this has been of some help. Have a great day. Peace out.